Taking our example of a person, we will now learn how to do makeups. So makeups, like I had said before, are a challenging part in this business because of the customer schedule and because of our schedule. We're trying to fill our schedule with all the students that we possibly can, maintain the schedule, and prevent makeups. Now, when stuff happens, we try to help them out. You will be booking a lot of makeups. I think what the number was out of all the makeups in the month, actually, of all the lessons in the month, between 5 and 10% are makeups. And it's a healthy number, and it can be challenging, especially in the summer. But it's very important to maintain it, to update it, and obviously to know how to do it. So let's do that right now. So let's take a person, our a-person example. A person gives us a call. Let's say on the 12th, you pick up the phone and they say, I cannot make the lesson on the 14th. And you say, okay. Best thing to do is to go, well, we're actually in October. Let's go back to the first day. See how we're in September right now, and because I just click this arrow. Best thing to do to get back to the current day, the quickest thing to do is this. Click music lesson appointments, and it'll bring you back to the current day. So a person gives us a call, maybe after they left or whatever the case may be, and says we can't come on July 22nd. So you, being the good agent that you are, click the 22nd, see their time there, go back into their time, their actual customer portal by clicking. And over here you see cancel music lesson appointment. By clicking cancel music lesson appointment, a couple of things are going to happen. You're going to physically take them out of the system. So it's a good idea to be kind of sure before you do this. To confirm with them. So Mr. or Mrs. Person, you want to cancel your July 22nd at 1:30 appointment? And they say yes. And you are going to click cancel music lesson appointment. It will give you this confirmation, and you say okay. Once you do that, music lesson appointment has been canceled. Will pop up, and you'll notice that the 1:30 appointment has been taken out. So the reason why I said this is, you have to be careful here, is every time that you click cancel music lesson appointment, they get a email that says, dear so-and-so, Mrs. Person, you canceled this lesson, and you need to reschedule it. So you want to make sure that before you do anything regarding cancellation, is just to be sure, because we've had some issues with that. We're trying to stop the errors that may occur because it confuses the customer. I didn't cancel that appointment. What are they talking about? So just be sure before you do it. The last step in the makeup, the second step in the makeup process is to reserve their time. So you see the R here? The R is for reserved. Click reserved, and a screen's going to pop up. And what we'd like you to do is, for the time that they were here, 1:30 on the 22nd, is to put the teacher name. Oops. I don't know what this is called, but this character right here, it's on the right-hand side under delete, and the customer name. Click add reserve time. You know why this is important? Because now when you're in your day doing your stuff, let's say you're working, right? You've done your thing. You go back to booking a lesson for somebody. Let's say they want to start on the 22nd. If you didn't put this in here, it would look blank. And the reason why this is important to put that in there is to remind you that you canceled a person out, so you don't try to reserve that spot. The system will automatically, if you tried to reserve that, tell you once you click update, because you're going to do recurring appointments, and it'll tell you, hey, look, you have somebody in there already. But this is just a good reminder. Last step in the process, the third step, will be to actually book the makeup. So they canceled the 22nd, you put them in there as reserved, and then you find the time to book it up, to make it up. General rule of thumb for makeups is try not to book the day before, the day after. Even, well, I guess even 2 days later is okay, but I like to do it at least a few days before and at least a few days after, because if they have a lesson this day and then they have to, this day, and then they have to come here, well, they're not going to learn a lot. An acceptable thing to do would be, if they're not going to be here on the 22nd, say, are you available on the 21st to come in instead? This way, they don't miss their lesson for that week. So try to find a time during this week when they can come. Again, try not to make it on the 16th. Try not to make it on the 14th. Another thing you can do is double up. So let's say if you can't find anything for this week at all, I mean, that you've exhausted your options, you've asked them a million questions, you've done due diligence, best thing to do would be to go to the next week, or perhaps the week before, and double up. So you can put an hour makeup lesson for here. So let's click the white. Student search. By student search, or doing a student search, you find the student. Whoops, that didn't work. Let's try this. You click, sorry. You type the person name in, you click search, and there it is. By selecting the drop-down menu, a person will come up, and automatically all the information will come back in again. Very helpful. You don't have to put it back in. So remember, let's go back to this for a second. Find the day that you wanted to do. Let's say we're going to do an hour. Go into the time. Write the name of the customer. Click search. Select the person. And all their information comes up. What you don't want to do is to re-input their information again. So avoid that. Make that very clear. I'll go back in and back out again on the 29th. What you don't want to do is put their information back in again, because what you're actually doing is creating another account again. So for existing customers, you have to use the student search. So a person is interested in the makeup time here. So let's do the actual makeup. The information comes in. I remembered my time to, first you're going to select instructor. The time that the actual lesson is makeup. It's for a half hour. It's on Friday the 29th. It's at 1 o'clock. It will not be recurring. This is a one-time appointment. And select finalize music lesson appointment. I did leave one thing out there. We like to put the information that what you're doing in here. So let me go back into their account. When you book the appointment, try to put the information in. Actually, not try. Do put the information in. Makeup for 7/22 on 7/29 for an hour. And select update. These are internal notes. This can't be seen by the customer. So don't write anything rude, but it's good to have any information in there. Now, as you can see here on the 29th, we have a makeup, and that makeup is for 7/22 on 7/29 for an hour. If we go into 7/22, we can see that we've taken out the appointment, we've reserved the time, and everything is okie dokie.